You definitely get a lot more leverage with the thickness of this handle. I believe after all these years, Klein is still making us a beater screwdriver. They've already got the perfect beating screwdriver, and I'm going to show you what that one is. But this is a newer style, just dropped at Lowe's. This is a 6007 double D there, DD. And they've also got a smaller version of it, which I think is fantastic. It's the 6004 DD. You can see where this is designed to be beat on the back of this. And before I go any further, I'm going to show you how these are used in the field. And yes, electricians do use everything as a hammer, but we also use our screwdrivers as beaters, and this is a very common occurrence. So a lot of people would say, you got a box here, why don't you just tighten the outside of the box? Well, that might work for certain situations, but there's a lot of situations where this box is installed in the wall and we don't have access to this backside to spin it. So what we end up doing is we take our screwdriver here and we push on the lock ring just like that. And then once we get it tight enough to where we feel like it's not going to spin, we take a pair of our Kleins or our channel locks or something like that, and we hit on the back of this to finish up the tighten to complete the install. Not only that, but we can also untighten and loosen lock rings with really good precision to also reinstall or uninstall certain things. So you can see where it just sits right on there, and then vice versa, we can tighten and really get on there with great precision. You can see that spinning on there. Now if you guys like the 4K crispy 120 frames per second, make sure you leave a like for this video, because we did this just for you. I could have used my phone, but I want a really good video for you guys. This is another situation where you might have like a 2-inch lock ring here. And you can imagine that once you get up to 2-inch, a lot of your channel locks, you're getting into a lot larger sizes. So this is the 10-inch Cobras. And you can see they can just barely fit on that ring, but if we're in a box, we're not going to be able to easily tighten this. So the same thing happens here. We get here like this with our screwdriver, and we come back here with our Kleins and we start tapping on that lock ring to tighten it. What that also does is it gets more bite into the lock ring and it scratches the metal, gives us better grounding contact, metal to metal surfaces. So even as this screwdriver kind of drags the case on the side, as we tighten right here, we're actually scratching the paint on some enclosures as we tighten the lock ring. And it's kind of a double-edged sword where we're also able to get a better connection. Now what's really good about these Kleins, I rarely ever talk about a tool before I use it, but I've been using these Klein screwdrivers, which are not necessarily made for beating on, but I've been using these for years as beaters, and I just buy another one. They're like 11 bucks. I just buy another one. This came in a 2-pack for 30, and I think it's a really good deal. I like the flared out cap design. You can see the difference there. I've already beat on this a couple of times during lives and stuff. Time will tell if this portion is going to hold up. It seems like it will. We're going to do a couple of strikes on it. You guys can be the judge. We'll just go right here and we'll do. Looks a lot better than their last style of metal cap. Also, the tip here is just like the tip of this screwdriver, forged and built to last. So usually these last me 4 to 5 years as a beater, and then I just retire them and I rotate out my good screwdriver for my beater and I go buy another good screwdriver. And that's just what I do. Now something that I've done for years is put a reamer on this screwdriver. And it takes an Allen wrench on this side, and it takes an Allen wrench on this side. This is the 19352 USA Klein tools here. And what you do is you take an Allen wrench and you just tighten down the set screw. and you've got a reamer combo. I'm going to show you a new trick because this is called a conduit reamer. And you can get all that metal off the edges there. And now it's considered reamed compared to this. So what we're going to do, we are going to install this on our new reamer. And then any concerns or questions that you have in the chat below, make sure you drop them. One of your concerns might be, is this reamer too wide to fit in a standard tool bag? And the answer is no, because, or not the reamer, but the actual shank of the screwdriver. Is the new shank style too large to fit in a standard tool bag? Well, we're already having to overcome the size of the reamer. So that was always kind of the downfall with this, was that we were always trying to struggle to get the reamer. So it's really no change when you look at the two different styles of screwdrivers now. Handle's a lot bigger for more grip and just overall less likely to hit your hand. You can also get deeper into boxes now. The original Klein screwdriver, the tip was not blackened and it was not like, seemed like it wasn't really heat treated. It started to round over a lot quicker than I thought that it would. And I instantly just threw that tool to the side. It wasn't even a year before the original beater from Klein just started wearing out. So stopped buying Klein beaters and started buying the actual Klein screwdrivers. Used for 10 years, 3 different screwdrivers. Ended up being a really good pair, especially with the reamer combo here. Drop that on there. Let's give it a little tighten. See if it's centered. Looks like it is. Go ahead and tighten this all the way on there. There we go. It's on there forever now. No slop. And you can see where this definitely needs a good reaming on it. You definitely get a lot more leverage with the thickness of this handle. And yeah, that's a job well done. 2 tools in one. Now let me show you how this fits inside of a tool bag. So if we got the Vito here, it slides right in there, no problem. If we got one of the Tough Belts, that also slides right in there. This one here is the Boulder bag, and you can see where it just fits the standard pouches really nicely. So whether you're tightening up bonding bushings or whatever you're doing, you're going to be able to accomplish a lot with that one beater that also doubles as a screwdriver. Highly recommend that reamer combo. But it's literally just like a screwdriver. So you got a flathead. You know, it's not the trim screwdriver, but it's still able to do trim and fit on the screw with good retention. So yeah, we got 2 capable screwdrivers here. Again, the reamer is the 19352 from USA. The larger one, which I do appreciate the larger one because I specialize in larger pipe. So for a 3-inch conduit and up, this is going to be amazing. And yeah, time will tell on this, but I can promise you that the tip is going to last longer than the last beaters. We don't know how the cap is going to last. Not claiming on that. I will say, if you still feel good about the video because I've expressed how good the tips are on these, this is still a really good beater. It's the cheaper option. It's the 600-4 there. And I'm guessing the D is for the demo there, demo driver. But this is still a really good combination in itself with the conduit reamer. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Leave me a like, sub for more. We'll see you guys in the next one.